Welcome to a new season of Cozy Moon Podcast. This is season 5 of Cozy Moon. My name is Shan, mom of the girls. This is a podcast where we talk about surviving parenting, the realness about preggo-ness, and giving really good tips on being our best parent and evolving every day. So if that's what you're looking for, you're at the right place. Hey guys, welcome back to Cozy Moon Podcast. This is episode 2, season 5, Kids with Social Issues. This point for this episode is to figure out what clues that parents can see that will tell you your child is socially awkward, or there are some socially awkward things that is happening right now with your kid. What makes a kid socially awkward, and how can we help a socially awkward kid? If that's something that can help you, check out this episode. Wait. Before we get into this episode, let's show some support. Let's go.
Hey, it's Anya Dula, and I am the host of Intercultured with Anya Dula. Intercultured with Anya Dula is a podcast that focuses on motherhood, culture, birth work, and travel. And it's just a place for women to come together to discuss our philosophies on motherhood, to discuss our work and birth work, if that's what we do, but mainly to bring women of all different cultures together so that we can talk about how we mother, how we #do motherhood, so that we can learn from one another and learn to love each other. That's really what it's all about. I hope you'll join us. Intercultured with Anya Dula podcast is available on all the major podcast stations. I hope you'll join us. Can't wait to connect.
Here we go.
Back to the show. Growing up for me was a few things as far as like socializing. I was the youngest of 4 boys in a home and the only girl. And all of the boys were never living in the home all at the same time. Sometimes it was 3 of us. Sometimes it was 2 of us. Sometimes it was just me and my mom. Sometimes it was all of us. And playing alone was my thing. I like playing alone. I use my imagination. I would make little people to play with out of paper. I like to draw. I like to move my stuff around in my room to make obstacles for whatever I was playing. I had my go-to friends. Sometimes I would spend the night at their house, but I always had that feeling and that thought in the back of my mind, like, dang, I wish I was at home. And I know if I told her I wanted to go home right now, she'll be mad or she'll think she did something wrong. So I'm just going to get through the night. But as soon as breakfast time comes, I'm leaving and I'm going home. And for me as a kid, I never had, these are my only go-to friends. I gravitated towards anyone that was interesting, anyone that could hold their own, anyone that liked what they liked so much and was so passionate about it that it made me want to figure out, okay, what's so interesting about this thing? Talk to me about this thing. So even at school, I could sit anywhere in the lunchroom I wanted to sit. I could talk to whoever I wanted to talk to. It wasn't, you only sit here on the school bus. You can only sit here. I was always open to everyone, and I didn't hate anyone. And that was me in elementary. That was me in middle school. That was me in high school, college. That's me at the workplace. Like, I could talk to anybody. And I hated going out. I still hate going out as an adult. So this quarantine thing for me is perfect. I hate going out. I love cancel plans. I like being in my house. Being in my room as a kid was lit. It was the right place to be for me. I like being alone with my imagination. And of course, my mom would always tease me about, oh, you don't go out, you don't hang out with your friends, you don't really like to ride your bike a lot, go out and play, just make sure you're back before 6. Listen, I'll be here at 4 o'clock because I'm over all them people outside. I want to go to my room. That was always me. And what that can build if your child is not a leader within themselves, if your child is a leader within themselves, like they're very independent. They don't need you to make them breakfast in the morning. They got it. They can figure out how to work the remote. They can figure out, how to do things for themselves. You don't have to tell them to brush their teeth. That's already done. They already opened up the blinds to let the light in from my plants. She, made her bed. Like, when your child is like that, you don't have to worry about your child having insecurities about who they are, anxiety about being around people, because when other kids come around, they can adjust. The parents that I'm talking about right now are the parents who have children that cannot adjust out of it just being them. They have a hard time dealing with big crowds of kids. When there's big crowds of kids, they tend to gravitate in the corner alone by themselves. Sometimes if they can't learn how to get out of that way of being, they can have anxiety about large crowds. They can have insecurities about themselves, about them not being enough. Behavior issues may come up when they have to interact with groups or other kids. Bullying may be something they deal with because other kids don't know how to deal with that. They may crave attention. They may hate attention. Sometimes they might rely on something to get that feeling of not belonging to go away. Drugs, alcohol. Sometimes adults may do that. When you see adults act like that, I bet you 99% of the time they dealt with some social issues as a kid. The key is all about balance. Once you balance having your child around other children and them being by themselves on an even amount, then that's when your child liking to be by themselves is an okay thing. So let's talk about tips on how you can deal with a child that might be socially awkward or looking to go in the direction of being socially awkward. How can you help a kid with social issues or social awkwardness? To prevent bullying, craving attention, hating attention, any drug abuse, any type of physical abuse, insecurities, anxiety, and any behavior issues. You do things actively to prepare your child to be around people. So that would include you talking to your kid face to face, whether it's an instructional situation. Hey, this is how you make eggs. Let me show you how you make eggs. Come in the kitchen. Let me show you how you make eggs. Showing gratitude. Like, man, Anya, got up this morning, I brushed my teeth, I got up a little late this morning. Anya already opened up the blinds to let light in for the plants. She opened up my curtains. She brushed her teeth. She washed her face. She got herself something to eat for breakfast. She turned on the TV. She made so Arya had on clean pull-ups. Like, those type of things, you show gratitude to make them feel like, okay, I can be a leader. I can do this myself. When they're in trouble, you talk to them. Don't talk down to them. Don't chastise them. Don't throw things at them. Don't make them feel fearful. Talk to them like one-on-one and directly look them in the eye. Let them get comfortable with looking people in the face. And when you want to congratulate them, when they win or when they do something exceptional or when they really did all this work and it paid off, look them directly in the eye, shake their hand, hug them, show them that you could be comfortable with getting this attention. You could be comfortable with getting these congrats. It's okay. Build their confidence. Kids that you think are going to be socially awkward, build their confidence and, dap them up. Maybe you want to big them up. Tell them like, man, you're so good at this. This is how I was as a kid. Let them feel like there are different people and this is why I appreciate you. Talk to them about their emotions. Teach them that there's a time and place for certain emotions. You don't want to do this in public. You would like to do this in public. There's a place to talk about this. If you're having a disagreement, how about you and the other person go into a private room and have that disagreement? If somebody's talking over you in a conversation, let them know that, hey, I want to have this conversation with you, but I don't want to yell. If you're going to yell, then I would rather not have this conversation. Let them feel like they are in control of what happens to them to a certain extent. Let them know that they have the power and the role to be a leader within a room to direct how they're being talked to and how they talk to other people. Make them feel like they have the option to be direct without being rude, without being controlling, and without being overbearing. You don't have to be the loudest in the room to be heard in the room. You don't have to be the loudest in the room to be seen. You don't have to be the most obnoxious to be quote unquote funny. Don't go to be the funniest person in the room. Just be yourself. Let them feel comfortable in being themselves, and give them game on, the best way to go about being a friend. The best way to go about seeing associates versus having friends. This is what a friend would do in this situation. This is what an associate would do. And you're going to notice when you're really doing good in life, you're going to see all these people come towards you, but those are not your friends. Tell them that, okay? Tell them that sometimes a friend is not going to tell you everything you want to hear. They need to know that. They also need to know how to pick and choose the people to have relationships with, whether you have a teenager, a young teen, or a child in their 20s or a child in their 30s. Help them decipher what relationships to stay in and work on, and what relationships are not for them to change or work with. Or you don't have to feel guilty if that's something you cannot do. And teach them how to pick a good workplace for them to prosper in and grow in. And if you feel like that workplace is not helping you emotionally, mentally, financially, then you do have the power to say, you know what, I appreciate my time here. This is just something that is not suitable for me. I would like to put in my 2 weeks. Let them be okay with not having a shared opinion, but stating their opinion. All of these things are going to help your child, who you think will end up being quote unquote socially awkward, work through that awkwardness, okay? Social issues come up with people who weren't taught or talked to about how to avoid issues socially. Thank you guys for listening. My name is Shan, and hopefully you'll tune in for the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
What's so special about Hero Bread's soft, fluffy, and delicious breads, buns, and tortillas? Hero Bread serves up 0 to 1 grams of net carbs, 5 to 11 grams of protein, and high fiber in every delicious serving. Made with natural ingredients, Hero Bread supports gut health, promotes weight management, and helps maintain blood sugar. Hero also drops other limited edition ultra-low net carb goodies like rich flaky croissants and buttery brioche slider rolls. Head to hero.co to shop today.